Hello, hello. Thank you, Justin and Christina, for coming in and being first. Happy to see you. As I washed my hair, so I'm a little fluffy. So let's see. We have one person who came in. So how are you doing, Justin? How's Michael? Hi, Susan. Hello for coming in. I'm glad you're both here. Yay! I got two people. And I can be heard, right? All righty. So learning how to talk in front of a camera. As you saw on the live title screen, it says, I don't like spiders and snakes. Well, I do like puppy dogs, though. Hi, Luna. Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the camera. Say hi. You going to be my co-host? Mike just did a huge poop. Christina is freaking out. Oh boy, I remember baby poops. I remember the first time I brought my daughter home, and she had one of those kind of poops that like shoot across the room kind of poops. I thought something was wrong with her. I didn't know what to think. I can understand Christina freaking out over that. Alrighty, so I'm looking over here on my YouTube channel, and I'm not seeing the live has come up. So I'm not sure how to check that. I don't recall getting a notification either. Let me do a refresh here. There we go. Now, so it is up. Okay. Let me do a mute on that. And it says I have 4 people in here. Hi, Fordman, aka Kenneth Oakes. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for coming in. So the title is not necessarily misleading, but the title is kind of sort of somewhat misleading, as in when it comes to spiders and snakes, I actually kind of like snakes, and spiders just annoy me because they make all kinds of, webs that, like around our fence line on our house, we have webs all over the place because of the spiders. Hi, Linda. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad that you're here. So, so the reason for the title, I don't like spiders and snakes, is basically a lot of people have phobias or fears about spiders and snakes, and even fears and phobias about heights. I know one person who she has a fear of even just leaving her house. She has no desire to explore or go out and, experience the world. She wants to stay in her house. She's afraid to leave it. And, given with the way current events are, that's kind of made it a little bit more so. And so in light of speaking of fears and phobias, I got to really thinking about, hi, Linoki, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for coming in. I got to thinking about, oh, Susan, you got to see a couple of bears today. Sweet. And they're black bears that are over in your area, right? Now, see, I'm the same way, Justin. Right here, you're saying I don't like spiders, not a fan of snakes, but not particularly afraid of them either. I'm pretty much the same way. Um, even though snakes are kind of cool, I think. But anyway, um, hi, Gary. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad that you're here. Awesome. This gal doesn't like anything that slithers and crawls. Yeah, yeah, slithers and crawls. They can be kind of spooky, that's for sure. Susan says, yes, black bears. So anyway, the whole reason that I decided to do this particular subject is because it's about phobias and fears. And some fears can be legitimate and some fears are phobias that even though in our mind it creates a fear, it's not necessarily something to be afraid of. And that got me to thinking about talking like this on a camera where I can't hear anybody else talking back to me. That to me is a phobia, I think. And so in thinking and talking about things that we're afraid of or things that we have phobias about, it really got me to thinking about how I feel when I get on and talk like this. And when I start, I hesitated. I dragged my feet on doing a live just for this particular reason. And if you've watched any of our videos, I'm more behind the camera than I am in front of the camera. I'm more into showing the area that we're at, working on the creativity, and not necessarily talking to the camera. So in thinking about where's my channel going, because if I'm going to do lives, I got to talk to the camera, right? I got to get over this phobia, right? Okay, I think this is my first time being here on your channel. I would be wrong. Oops, let me scroll back up. I lost it. Let me go here. I think this is my first time here on your channel. I could be wrong because I visit so many YouTube channels. It's hard to keep up. Laugh out loud. I'm from Kingport, Tennessee. I'm really glad that you're here, Kenneth. I've seen you on a number of other lives, and I'm really pleased that you're here. Thank you for coming. And Justin says, although I have realized that I have gotten older, I have developed a fear of heights and very tight enclosed spaces. You know, and I didn't touch on the close spaces. I remember one time when I was crawling around in a cave, and that sense of not being able to move or feeling like I'm up underneath something, that got to me. It definitely did. Hi, Steve. Thank you for coming. I'm really glad that you're here. And what I've been talking about, in case anybody is wondering about why the title, I Don't Like Spiders and Snakes, is kind of talking about phobias and fears, which then leads me on to my phobia, and that is talking on camera like this. It is something that just my stomach's in knots before it comes time to get on. I think the same way that somebody anticipates being afraid of heights and getting near edges, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of spiders or snakes. Snakes, I think, are kind of cool. I kind of like them, and spiders just annoy me. But what does get to me is this, talking on camera. And I really dragged my feet quite a bit in doing a live. I had been seeing people do lives quite a bit. People, do a wonderful job being able to talk to the camera, doing all kinds of different games and spinning a wheel and interviews. And people have just a really good personality that I've watched on lives. And this is the hardest thing I think I'm having to do. So then it got me to thinking about my channel and where it's going and how do I feel about it. A lot of people, I'm super happy to hear that a lot of people's channels have really grown. And what does this channel have to offer other people? Well, a lot of channels, they are great at interviews. Some channels, they're really good at games. Some people are really good at just chit-chatting and talking and enjoying spending time with people. Let's go down here a little bit farther and see. Isn't that a sign, Gary? I don't like spiders and snakes. Yeah. Hi, Lucretia, from Burning Up the Roads. Thank you for coming in. I'm really glad that you're here. Now, see, she's somebody that's really comfortable talking on camera, and no phobia or fear there that I can tell. So, Lynn Oakey, the title is Phobia and Fears. Yes, and the phobia and fear that I think I have is sitting here talking on camera to you all. Hi, Scott. Thank you for coming in. You're in Winslow, Arizona. So did you get to the corner of Arizona, or the standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, in a restaurant, but wanted to say hello? Well, I'm super glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you came. Me and Dad are both afraid of spiders and snakes. Yeah, yeah. Rayleigh's creative travel. I want to say Blaine. I hope I'm right. Thank you for coming in. I'm really glad that you're here. And C-Dub's Journey. Hey, hey, glad that you're here. So now that a few more people have come in, the reason for the title of this, yeah, see, Lynn says that she's nervous when talking on camera also, so I'm not the only one. So the whole reason that I have this, I don't like spiders and snakes, fears and phobias, is because I'm currently wanting to conquer a phobia. And I call it a phobia because I'm not going to get hurt by talking on camera. So it can't be a true fear unless I'm afraid that people aren't going to like me. But I really don't think that's it. Anyway, somebody else who's really good at talking on camera is C-Dubs. She seems to be pretty comfortable with talking on camera. RV Ashes in April. Thank you, Margie, for coming in. I'm really glad that you're here. And I get nervous during live streams, but the chats make me feel better after a couple minutes. Yeah, that helps a lot. It really helps to see all of you guys in here and helping support. Over the Hill RV, thank you for coming in. I'm really glad that you're here. So, and then in my brain, the way that it works, one thing leads to another. And so then I got to thinking, okay, well, if I'm really nervous and kind of afraid about talking to the camera, why the heck do I have a channel, right? And I've heard people ask, if you really want your channel to grow, what do you have to offer that people are going to want to watch your channel? And I got to thinking about it, and when I first started the channel, it was mostly because I wanted to remember places that we've been and things that we've done. And then it really got to me feeling like I really wanted a sense of community and making friends. And so I was commenting on everybody's videos, and I was creating all my videos. And RB Ashes in April is good on camera. I have made her co-host on both my live streams. Nice. Wow, this is pretty cool. Thank you, Justin. This is awesome. So to continue on, the way that my brain works is, what does my channel have to offer the community? What do I have as a person that I can offer the community with my channel? because so far what my channel has offered is places that we've been. We really haven't done any upgrades or tips and tricks because we really haven't had any problems with things going wrong. And then when we do, we're so busy dealing with fixing it that we're not video recording it. So there's a lot of really good channels out there that show how-tos. I think Honey and Me is fantastic in showing how she has renovated her RV and how to do that. I think that other channels that have like cooking shows, they do really well because it's kind of like a how-to or to show people how to. What do I have to offer as far as how-tos go? Not much. The videos that I've worked on, I love creativity. I love pushing my brain in a creative sense to make my videos entertaining. But that doesn't give me a whole lot of subscribers and a whole lot of views. People like watching other people talk and communicate. They like seeing that personality of someone else talking and communicating and creating a bond that way. All right, so then what does my personality have to offer the community if I'm going to be talking like this? And I got to thinking, I'm one of those kind of people. I'm a, if you get knocked down, I'm one of those that's going to tell you, get up off your ass and get on down the road type of personality. I'm a, if you are hurting or in pain, grunt through it, and get better again. Go out there and enjoy your life. Don't wallow. That's the kind of personality I have. And that's not an easy personality for other people to like. I recognize that. And so what do I have to offer? What does this channel have to offer? I don't know. Other than pushing my brain for creativity and trying to entertain, what do I have to offer, right? All right, so let's get on to, and then that then again comes back around to the phobia and the fear of talking to a camera, because then I start thinking I don't really have anything to offer. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this channel? If I could get Gina to be my co-host on Saturday Lives, yeah, that would be pretty cool, huh? I was talking about C-dubs. Oh, okay. And let's see here. Put your big girl panties on and deal with it, right? Exactly. That's kind of my personality. And that's not a personality that's easy for other people to like, because other people like that compassion, that tenderness that I kind of don't have. I think Justin is saying entertainment is more than enough. Yeah. Okay. I hope so. You offer you, and you are perfect just as you are. Thank you, Lucretia. That's pretty awesome. Hi, Our Vision Nomadic Living. I'm really glad that you're here. This is awesome. I'm really happy you're here. Hi, Lucy. I just ran up to the top of the mountain to check your messages. I enjoy your channel. Love the history and info you provide about an area in your videos. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. We love you for being you. All right, now you guys are all just being way too nice. I don't know how to handle all this. Yes, love your personality. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Tom. Wow, that's a nice surprise. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Super happy you're here. Camping therapy, me too. Yep. Wow, Roy and Becky. Super glad you guys are here. I really enjoyed watching you guys last night. You guys were a lot of fun to watch. That was pretty neat. All right, let's see what else. Daydream is saying, if people leave, that just means you are not for them, but there are a ton of people that love you like you are. A good, honest show is what people are looking for. Thank you. That's kind of what I had to tell myself when I started doing lives is they're going to like me or they aren't. And if they don't like me, they're going to go somewhere else. And if they do, they do. And so that kind of thinking is what got me to overcome this fear of talking to the camera. And I really appreciate everybody that's here. I think this is pretty awesome. I'm me, and that's what they get. Yep, exactly, right? We haven't gotten a divorce yet. Well, you know what? I don't see you guys getting a divorce because I think that you guys, if you've been together for 35 years and you guys can talk to each other the way that you do and you still love each other, I don't see any reason why you would get a divorce. And I think you guys have, and when you can live in a small space and still like each other, you're doing pretty damn good, I think. Honesty is always the best policy, down to earth. Yep, I'm a down to earth kind of person. That's for sure. And howdy, Avenger. Hi, Avenger. Hey, camping therapy. Daydream about nice things. Howdy, howdy. And howdy, camping therapy. So let's see if I can do this. Copy to clipboard. And then I'll put it amazes me that 30 to 40 people come to watch me 8 times a week. I'm just me every day. The show is growing, so that tells me all I need to know. And that's very true. You have a lot to offer, and you provide a lot of entertainment with your spinning the wheel and all that kind of stuff. So it works out really nice. I'll put a link down here and see if anybody wants to come up and chat with me and maybe talk to me about how they have overcome a fear or a phobia and maybe what they did to overcome it. What I'm doing now is I'm getting on these damn lives to get over this. Box fan. Oh, Dee, thank you very much for coming in. Now, here's somebody who has really overcome and challenged herself and done a great job at it. And she's somebody that I can look up to and I can say, go girl, you've done a fantastic job. And I'm really proud of you. Do you want dinner? I think I'll wait. Yeah, thanks for asking. I'm sorry to jump in and out, but we have no service where we're at, and I have to run back down to camp. Take care, everyone. Well, thank you, Our Vision Nomadic Living, for coming in and saying hi. I really appreciate that. Can't talk about how I got over a fear of elevators on camera. Come on, C-Dub, come up here. Come up here and talk to us about, because C-Dub is also somebody else that I see as someone who is a down-to-earth person that doesn't let life get her down. She gets through it. I was watching when she had burned her leg when she was making hot tea and nursing our travel bugs. Awesome. Thank you for coming in. I'm really happy that you're here. I apologize if I got Roy in trouble with getting how long Gary and Tammy and Roy and Becky backwards. Not quite sure what that means, but anyway, so where was I? I'm so nervous. I don't like this. So if someone would like to come up, I can post the chat again. And you don't have to talk about a phobia or a fear. You can just come up here and be funny, because that's another thing. I'm not funny. I wished I was. I watch people who are funny and I'm going, God, I would just loved if I could be funny, you know? But you could just come up and say hi and we can chit chat. And thank you, Justin, for having everybody want to click the thumbs up and the like button. Yeah, do that, baby. So where is this channel going? Do I want to talk and do lives? Burning up the road? Awesome, girl. Come on in. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing better now that you're up here with me.
Well, you're doing wonderful to start with. I wasn't going to come up. I was laying down, kind of just resting, but I wanted to tell you that first of all, you have a genuine interest in people. It's obvious.
Thank
And
you.
that's one of the things that people like, I think. And that as long as that's what the kind of the motive is behind doing this live stuff, I think people who are afraid are going to eventually kind of be afraid and get less afraid and less afraid and less afraid. That's was my experience. I was never good at speaking in front of people until I was in a situation where I had to regularly speak in front of people and strangers and people that did not necessarily like me or what I was saying. And so I had a real message I had to deliver that I believed in. And so that took away the fear for me of really being, eventually, like I said, eventually it lessened the fears. I had a true interest and I wanted to be useful. And so that's kind of how I've helped myself get over the big fear. I always have butterflies. Like, am I saying the right thing? Am I doing, and I ended up with one less subscriber today. And I'm like, who? Why? What? When? And then and then I remember how everybody talks about that. So as being an issue. So I let it go and I forgot about it. So I think you're doing wonderful.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. It's something that I'm going to have to work on for sure. Thank you, Gary, for coming up, and thank you, Lynn, for coming up. I really appreciate you guys being here. And Lucretia, I'm really glad that you decided to come up and let me know that, the more I do it, the less fear I'm going to have. And does that work for other people when they're dealing with phobias and fears? If somebody like Gary, who doesn't like to be on the edge of things, looking down in deep caverns,
I will never get over that. You scare me being on the edge.
The more often that someone does it, does that help them to get over it? Or is it a mental thing that they have to make the decision that they're going to they're going to get over this and plow through it?
So your thing is, you okay? Thanks. Go ahead, Lynn. Lynn, your internet is horrible.
So, Lynn, I'm gonna take you off. Maybe you can come off and then come back on and see if you unfreeze. Okay.
So what I was gonna say is, what you gotta when you're on our before you started doing lives, you were on our late nights.
And I'm cool with that because
I'm natural, right? You were a natural. You've got to, when you pop up on that screen, and even if it means getting somebody else to be on the screen with you all the time, because once somebody's on with you, you'll just get to where you forget that somebody's not on with you and you just roll over. But you were a natural on our late night parties, and you do good with this. You just beat yourself up.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
We got 20. I remember when I started doing lives, I wouldn't have but 5 people. You got how many people in here? 20 something?
I think 20. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a long time before the morning show had in the 20s. And you
really?
had, I think last week you had in the over 40.
No, I don't think I got that high. I think I
There was
was
a
just
bunch.
like,
I don't know how many you had, but that when you had KT and you were talking about the weight limits and
oh yeah, with Blake with New Vision
Blake.
Security
Yeah,
Services, and then um and then Kyle came on briefly
yeah.
also. Yeah. Now, see, that was a subject that I thought the RV community, that was my way of trying to help the RV community in learning how to be safe on the road. So tonight, I hope maybe I might encourage somebody to maybe get over a phobia.
Yeah. You do good. You have your personality overrides the show. In other words, you got a great personality and people are attracted to your show. And I see Burning Up the Road over here saying, because everybody says that when I started telling people you were going to have a live, they're like, that's the next rock star because you do
Wow.
great videos. You were rocking it on their live late night parties, and
But you
oh,
know what? I was losing some subscribers getting on your guys' lives. The other
that's
day, I lost
fine.
like 6 subscribers. I'm like, what the
Lily lost 20 this week.
heck?
I
Oh,
lost 6. 5, not I didn't lose 6. I went 36. I lost 5. But now I'm back up. I'm plus finally for a
oh,
change.
oh, good.
But
Cool.
I don't worry. That don't bother me. I'm not for everybody.
Right.
We were on
Me
RV
neither,
weekends a while ago. Somebody said, "Why don't we all pray for Sherry because she's been real bad, had a bad day." And so I just let everybody and we prayed right there. That's going to offend people. I can't help that. That is me. Somebody mentioned it. Somebody asked me to do it. I did it. And that's going to offend people. You have to be you. That way tomorrow you ain't got to remember what you was.
Right.
Yep.
So true. Thank you, Gina, for coming on. I'm really glad that you're here, and thanks for the encouragement. That's
Man
awesome.
life with Gina Payne. That's a rock star right there.
Oh yes, she is. Now she's definitely got personality. That's for sure. The first time when I heard Bob talk about her and telling everybody go over and check her out, and I checked her out, and I'm like, I like her. She's all right.
Gina can edit a video. She's just nearly as good as you are editing video.
Oh, she's better than me. She can do it in a day or two. It takes me a while to edit a video, that's for sure.
But yeah, I think you got a hit. I think you're gonna have a good show and it's gonna just keep growing. I mean, like I say, today's probably your smallest crowd since you've had a live.
People
And
don't want to watch something that says spiders and snakes, right?
yeah, I don't know. Hey, one day this week we were even below 20. We haven't
Oh,
had below 20. This is could be an off week. Everybody be on vacation and spending time with
well,
family.
I think people now are finally starting to be able to go out and do things. They're not
Yeah.
stuck at home as much.
Hey, I just want to say, I didn't even notice your title. I simply saw that it was you. There was another alternative, and I chose you. I did not choose the title. Okay,
I didn't
so
either. I didn't
that's
choose the title.
Thank
yep.
you.
I like you. I enjoy you, and that's why I came on your show.
Awesome.
You came to the show is because you were the person there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't even know you were talking about the title. I never look at titles. Hardly ever do I look at the title. I go
Me
because
neither.
the host runs the show. The host, wait a minute, let me rephrase that. The host has the platform that creates an environment that the chat can have fun.
Yep.
Right. And or if there's some way that I can give back to the community. I think that where I want this channel to go is to where I can also maybe teach or help or give back to the community in some way. And my personality is kind of sort of not in that frame, I think. Camping therapy, I almost didn't watch because of the spiders and snakes, being honest, but I wanted to support you and figured I could always mute it and still run the playtime.
Camping therapy is a true friend.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, I had a blast that I think it was your very first show where we wrote the story. That was hilarious. I mean, that was original. I love that.
Yeah. And, you know, and I got a little bit down afterwards because I spent a couple of weeks really searching because again, that's my creativity wanting to come out. And I mean, I searched for a couple of weeks. Everybody's got these great games that they got going on in their lives and all these things going on. Well, what could I do that's not the same as everybody else that might be entertaining? So I finally came up with that create a story. And then I had to remind myself that the best forms of flattery is imitation.
Yeah.
So if somebody else likes what I did and they want to do it, I have to take that as a form of flattery rather than getting bummed about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
They in football, I think it was Coach Saban. I don't know if y'all follow college football, but Coach Saban, they've won several national titles at Alabama. They beat Tennessee on a regular basis. You know, most people beat Tennessee on a regular basis. Anyway, I just threw that out there for Susan. But anyway, that had nothing to do with the story. But anyway, Coach Saban said one time, I think it was Coach Saban. Anyway, he said, we can't run the other team's play, the playbook. We have to run our plays the way we design them every time we go out there and run them. If we run what everybody thinks we need to run, then the other people know what we're going to run and we're going to be losers. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what he said.
right.
We have to stick to our game plan, run our show, do our thing, be us. And if the people come, great, you got a hit on your hand. If people don't come, then you roll with it. You figure out what your niche is. Not everybody. Bob's Adventure, I wished he was here. Bob's show did not take off when he first started. Matter of fact, I think he had 2 different channels. He did not take off. And I know he's had some help with the
He's
Crockers.
here. Bob's here.
Bob. Yeah. Bob had some help with the Crockers, but he mixed in with some people that were like-minded in the bands. But when he first started, it didn't take off. When he started doing van life, he rocketed. And he started letting his personality come through. In other words, Bob started coming out in the YouTube channel, and that was what I liked. I met Bob in karaoke, but when Bob started doing van life and Bob started being Bob, then other people noticed, like the Crocker that have 70,000 subscribers. They say, hey, look, y'all go check Bob out, right? So that's what you got to do. It don't come automatically. And Bob's a great example, and he would probably get up here and tell you the same thing.
Come on up, Bob. Let me
I'm gonna hop down, Lucy. I'm gonna hop down. My dinner bell is going off in the kitchen, and I need to go deal with that, or the house will burn down. So
you may be
really appreciate. You know, Lucretia, thank you very, very much. Thank you for coming up here and your kind words. I really appreciate it.
I'm sorry I've been missing your shows. I am terribly busy. When we get settled down, I will try to catch up.
No, don't even think twice about it. I appreciate, it's not an issue. I know what's going on in life, and we can't get to every single one we want to anyway. So,
and one day I'm going to have you on one of my shows, and we're going to let everybody meet you.
Now, yes, everybody can meet me then.
Oh, and Lucretia, I want to tell you, your son singing "Happy Birthday" to Gina. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. You tell him that my heart felt that.
Oh, I will. I got a good boy. He's a good kid.
Yeah. He's entertaining
Not
too.
A kid. He is entertaining. Now he loves. All right, I'm going to let you.
Okay.
I'm going to let you get Bob up here, and I'll be back. I'll be listening.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Love you guys. Bob said give him a second. He would come up.
Okay.
But,
awesome.
But yeah, you work with it. I still don't think we have our niche. I think a lot of people come to our show because we have an awesome prize wheel. And that's okay for now. I hope one day we find our niche. But until then, I'm just going to keep plugging. Just me. We're still growing, so undoubtedly they like part of me anyway. And so, or they like the wheel a lot, one.
And Gina, if you would like to come up, that would be awesome too. Come on up if you'd like to join. And New Horizons, Susan, if you'd like to come up, come on. Anybody who wants to come up and chit chat, that would be awesome. Come on up. I'd love to hear from you. Hey, Bob, I'm glad that you're up here.
Yeah, what's going on?
There's my buddy Bob right there.
Now, here's somebody, Bob's somebody also that does a great job providing for the community. He shows information with all the van life, your interviews. You rock on those interviews, man. I'm telling you, you do a great job with those. And you are also somebody who has learned to overcome fears and difficulties in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate you coming up here. And would you be comfortable in talking a little bit about that?
We can talk about whatever you'd like.
But would you be comfortable in talking about what you do to help overcome some phobias and fears?
Yeah. It's all about your mindset.
Yeah.
The fear of rejection, the fear of somebody saying no, the fear of that you're afraid of the pain of somebody rejecting you. It's like ingrained in you as a person. So you don't even want to experience that by not asking somebody. So I'm trying to fix the audio on it right now, but had I not asked, I wouldn't have just interviewed radio show host. I wouldn't have just interviewed a radio show host that has been in the industry for 30 years. He just celebrated 10 years up here in Seattle, and I interviewed him, and he's talked to Eddie Vedder. He's talked to a bunch of different musicians. He hung out backstage with Sam Kinison back in the day, told me stories about that on the interview. So I'm trying to fix the audio. But the point is, had I been afraid to even ask, it would have never happened.
Right. Hi, Gina. Hi, Kenneth. Thanks for coming up. Glad that you're here.
Hello. Good morning. Hey, Bob, I got a question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Lucy. At what point did you transition from karaoke king to van life? Because there was a distinct, I remember watching you. There was the difference between black and white when you went from karaoke guy to van life guy. What pushed you in that direction, and when did you just say, I think I'm going to change direction with my channel?
It was more finding out about doing the van thing in the first place, and then having this one available. And I'm switching out of this one in August into a minivan, but it was just seeing that it was a possibility in the first place that made me switch over to being in the van. But the interviews and stuff, I was talking to my brother, because me and him did a podcast back in the day, and that's like our legendary lost tapes, because neither one of us have copies of it, and me and him both learned. I learned to interview people on there, and he learned his improv stuff he used to do improv off of news stories. So it was kind of both of our training ground for this.
Let me say something here. What makes Bob what makes him successful in my eyes is that he believes in himself. And if you jump in here to YouTube and you don't believe you can do this, you probably won't. But Bob believes in himself, whether any of us do or not. He believes in himself enough that he can do it. And I seen a change. That's right. When I came to this community, when Bob went to van life, kind of, and I kind of seen the switch too. And I seen where he started believing in himself. The difference of just having other people believe in you. It was the point of him believing in himself, I think, is what I seen. And I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's what I seen and felt from him.
Yeah, until you believe in yourself, because who's going to want to watch you if you don't even believe you can make it? Why would anybody want to sit and watch you?
Then there comes in that you fake it till you make it kind of thing. You know? So right now I'm faking it till I make it.
There is that aspect. Yeah. Bob went through that, didn't you, Bob? Well, we all have.
Mm-hmm.
But Bob probably got.
I was scared to death. I was scared to death the first time I went live. And I was really scared when I covered for Jerry Holly. And if it wouldn't have been for Daydreams and Meant to Be, I probably wouldn't have done it. But after about the third or fourth live, I had to throw away the fear of that. To me, it was like, who gives a crap, man? Get up there, be yourself. And if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. That's what it's all about.
Right.
And, like I always say, if you're doing this to make money, we all want to make money. I mean, but if that's the only reason you're doing it, then you're in the wrong business, because it's like being in a rock band. There's a million others, and the chances of being like a Crocker is hard, but it can be done.
Yeah.
But it's the point of finding your niche and believing in yourself and being real. I think being real,
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know who Dave 2D is, you should go watch his video from today. I just barely watched it, and he moved into a Honda Element, and he's like, this is what happiness is. It's not having all this stuff.
Send me that link, Bob.
Right.
You can just type it in, Dave 2D, the number 2 and the letter D, like 3D but 2D.
My whole point to this is that I don't have much, but I can take what I have and show you that I can be happy, because I am. And that way, maybe somebody else that don't have much will find happiness within what they have or what they're working for. And that's kind of my whole point with it.
Right.
And you have the creativity to go with it. That's awesome. Hi, Susan. Thanks for coming on. I'm really glad you're here.
Hey.
And you're somebody you're someone that I see as a very strong woman. You have gone through difficulties and challenges that you've chosen to overcome, and then be able to turn that around to helping other people. And I really like that about you.
Well, it was a big fear of mine to just go ahead and tell total strangers I've never met, your medical part and your struggles. That was hard. That one live stream when I told all about that, I just figured, they're either going to accept me and understand my story, or they're just going to kick off of the live stream and say, forget you.
Right.
But knowing that everybody stood there and listened meant a lot to me, because I didn't know if anybody would listen or just say, well, that woman's off the rocker. Bye-bye. And, of course, having Jim here by my side when I do a live stream, it gives me a little bit more extra comfort. So, but I mean, I do know inside I can handle it, even though I'm nervous. They're, like Gina says, they're either going to like you or they're not. And if they don't, that's their own problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We all have some kind of fear inside of us, and owning up and facing these fears is how we grow.
Right. And so I'm
taking baby steps to learn this.
Right. So if we were to be able to hope to be able to show someone else how to overcome a fear, what would you say would be a good way for you to be able to express that?
Just being my natural self.
Yeah.
And just, putting it out there. People are either going to accept you or they're not. And if they don't, that you do have this group of people that will stand behind you.
And I'm so lucky to have you guys
standing behind you. Then they weren't
right. And Kenneth, I don't know a whole lot about you. Do you have? Oh, and by the way, I love. Oh, sorry about my dog. Luna, come here. You don't need to bark at everybody going by.
Hey, well, Nellie, I'm losing my internet. I'm losing my signal. I want to tell you, I love you, girl. You keep this up. You got this all the way. Trust me.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you. You're awesome. And I love watching you.
You're awesome. All right, guys. I love you all. I'll talk to you in a bit.
See you,
All right.
Rockstar.
Thank you for coming up. So, Kenneth, when it comes to, I don't know a whole lot about you in your life, other than sometimes seeing you up on other people's lives. What kind of difficulties have you had to work through, and how did you work through them?
I've been born with cerebral palsy.
Oh wow! So you've really
and I've been through several surgeries, and I also have a disease called hydrocephalus, which is fluid on the brain, and so I have a VP shunt that drains the fluid off, and it runs all the way down into my stomach, runs from my head all the way down into my stomach.
Oh wow.
So I've had to have several surgeries on that, and plus my legs and things. I used to go to the Shriners Hospital in Greenville, South Carolina, for my legs and things. And so, and I graduated from Sullivan South High School in 2013. So, and I'm fixing to get ready to graduate Northeast State.
Nice.
Northeast State Community College as an auto mechanic technician.
So you have really overcome a great deal to be able to achieve your goals.
In 2021, in the year of 2021, I'm going to be graduating with an auto mechanic certificate.
Nice.
For a 2-year degree.
That's awesome, Kenneth. Thanks for sharing that with us. And I really appreciate you sharing how you have really worked to overcome what you have struggled through to be able to go to school and graduate.
I actually for my GPA for high school, I graduated with a 3.8 GPA, almost a 4.0.
Nice.
And this last semester of college, I finished with a 3.79 GPA in college.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Timmy Ray King is in. Thank you, Timmy, for coming in. I'm glad that you're here. He's getting ready to get off to have burgers. And everybody have a blessed day. Awesome. And Blake with New Vision. Awesome. Thanks for coming in, Blake. I'm glad that you're here. So, Gary, you've been really going through quite a bit lately with packing and moving and downsizing, and oh my goodness, how are you staying on how are you doing all your lives and doing all that at the same time?
Well, it's not hard to do when you don't work. You have a little extra time, but no, we just been running wide open. We get up, eat breakfast. I do my lives. We work until we're just give out, and the kids start calling Tammy, and they always call their mama. So that's an hour per call. And usually when she starts that, I call it a night, hunt me something to eat, and I get on here and chat with y'all while she's chatting with the babies. So
there you go. That's the way to do it.
And then we get up, do it all again. We probably get about 6 or 8 hours a day in getting the house ready. And so I think we're pretty good considering we've lived here 7 years.
And yeah, it's amazing how much you collect until you just don't know how much you've collected until you start downsizing, right? Susan would know pretty well because you're doing that also, right, Susan?
We should have rented it dumpster day one. But the dumpster would have been a good move, I think. But we're gonna get it. other than, like we need to wipe down the windowsills and of course mop and do all that and wipe down, some things that had places sitting there. But we're pretty much done with the master bedroom and the master closet. And that to me was two of the biggest rooms. That the closet was a nightmare because we have our office in our closet. So we had to not only organize the closet, but organize the office. So that's exactly where I'm sitting right now. We have a desk in our closet. So I got moved to the desk.
Yeah, you got moved to the closet.
Well, I had an 8-foot table across the foot of our bed, our 6-foot table across the foot of our bed for a studio. And he said that had to go.
Yeah.
But it's been stressful, but we're making it. When we yell at each other, we just come back and laugh at each other, and so we go on.
Yeah.
There's going to be yelling and hurt feelings. You just got to walk away and breathe and come back and give each other a hug and say, we're going to quit doing this and keep going.
Now, Roy and Becky's saying a match is faster and easier.
Yeah.
RV Weekends, thank you very much for coming. I'm glad that you're here.
I mean, as for me, I think every day there's a fear, and we just got to figure out how to get over that fear and learn from it and grow. I mean,
yeah, because it's the fear of the unknown.
I just did a tour of a cave, and I haven't been in a cave since our boys were little on a school field trip, and I hated caves. I hated walking across those bridges and looking down. There was water and far down. It scared me to death, but I did it, and when I got out, I was like, I am so proud. I handled it, and I didn't pass out. I didn't faint. I didn't stand there and cry and say, just come in here and send somebody in here and rescue me. I did it, and I was very proud. I mean, each day we just got to figure out a way to overcome those fears.
Right. And the fear of the unknown, I think, is difficult for a lot of people, and why a lot of people, they don't want to leave their home. I have a girlfriend that I know that Brian, can you, Brian, can you come get her to stop barking, please?
Oh, she can't be in the live?
Well, she's interrupting people talking.
She doesn't like spiders and snakes.
She loves spiders and snakes. What are you talking about?
So, Susan, have y'all listed your house yet?
No, we got a person that's going to come out, and we may do a personal sale. We don't know yet.
What do they charge? What does realtors charge in your area?
I think they quoted us something like 10. It was either 10 or 15%, and of course, then you got inspectors and all this and that, and there's a fee there, and then your bug people got to come in and inspect and things like that. And if we could sell it on a personal sale, then of course we would be able to keep more of the money.
I'm just gonna say hi, Erica. I'm super glad that you're here. This is my daughter, and she's somebody that I'm really proud of. She is somebody that I'm really proud of. That she is a tough girl. She works through difficulties. She has turned out to be such an amazing lady. I'm so happy I'm her mom. And I want to tell everybody that, just so you know. And Erica, if you want to come up and say hi to everybody, here's the link you can click on to come up if you want to.
Proud mom. Proud mom.
Yeah, and she just got married. So, yeah, and I find that I'm very attracted to people who have decided to overcome a fear or a challenge. And even though they might not succeed, or they do succeed, they try. And like Bob, you were saying, if you don't try, it will never happen.
Yep. And if you do try, and it doesn't happen, you're in the same place you were anyway.
Right, exactly. And hi, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
This is awesome that you're here. Where are my grandpups?
Well, there's one right here.
Zoe Bud.
Oh.
And then there's Stella right there.
Awesome.
So does she have a channel yet?
She has a website, and she is a professional photographer.
Let me see about turning.
So,
well, we need a channel so we can watch the grandpups all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will be right back, Lucy.
Okay, Kenneth, come back. So, Erica, I don't know how long you've been on, but one of the things that we've been talking about, or what I started the channel with, is talking about fears and phobias and the difficulties of me going through this phobia of talking on camera on a live. And you are somebody that I have seen grow tremendously in overcoming difficulties. If you were to give anybody a tidbit or what your process is or how your mind works in overcoming challenges.
Yeah, it's so personal for each person, because I think that we have like visceral experiences. You know, I was hearing earlier about like being afraid of spiders, and every time I see one, it's like a horror film. Like I'm just like freaked out. My whole body jumps backwards. I know that I'm not going to die, but I'm not sure until there's like 5 seconds that go by of me being really tense. And then I have to ask Alex to come get it, because he doesn't. I kill them if I'm by myself, but otherwise he takes them outside so they get to continue to survive. But I don't know what it's like if somebody comes around the corner. I don't know what it is, but it freaks me out. And so there's these really weird visceral experiences that happen that are kind of, you know, who knows where they came from. That, you know, you can only analyze the past so far, but I definitely emotionally, that's always a little bit tricky, because you don't always have these physical reactions as clues. You have emotional pain of like, why did I get so upset at that? And so I've always found information in the challenges or the feelings that I'm having. So if something's really difficult, or if I'm angry, I'm like, okay, what's the information in that anger that I can change for next time? Because I'm just someone that really doesn't like pain, and it's like in all ways, like emotional pain, I just don't have the patience for it. I hate to suffer. So that's kind of my little tidbit, is I try to find the information in it, and then I use that information to change it next time. So until I figure it out. And then when I figure it out, it's like, it's kind of nice to like not have to react like that every time.
So what you're saying,
get me.
So what you're saying is to possibly help the community, taking the time to learn about maybe why you're feeling what you're feeling, as far as any kind, do the research, learn from it.
But it doesn't even have to. It can be just simple research of like, if something happens to me that makes me feel angry, and that's always a really easy one. I feel like angry is like the really easy one, because it's like, oh, I can definitely tell I'm angry. Excuse me, Bella, your butt's in my face. Is that it usually I can figure out why I'm angry, and then I can be like, why now? Do I actually like? Do I actually care that much, or is it a visceral experience? Most of the time for me, it's like visceral, like something happens to me and I don't even realize how I'm reacting until later. So for me, the research is really just trying to be more present when I'm upset, which can be like a really challenging thing to do for me. But I've also like, lost a lot of friendships and relationships because I haven't paid attention to my mental state. So it's kind of like the more that I can explore the initial like that person said that to me, and like that like really doesn't work for me, and I always try to just figure out why, and that's more of like an internal process. I can't really find that stuff online or do any research outside of my own like curiosity, you know. Yeah.
And those types of things, doing the research and learning and taking a look at yourself, maybe why am I afraid of snakes, for example? You know, what has made me be afraid? You know, like Susan was touching on a little bit earlier, you know, and Bob was also touching on a little bit earlier, that being a little bit afraid of possibly rejection or not being liked. So doing the research, why is it that I'm afraid of maybe rejection or not being liked or maybe not trying, you know? And you're somebody that you've really had to, like Bob talked about, if you don't try, it's not going to happen. So
that's a big one. You know, I found that the more uncomfortable I am about doing something new, the more I try to lean into it, because there's something there about the rejection or the uncomfortable that like allows me to really push through that, and then I'm less freaked out. It's kind of like you're not as nervous doing a live video after you've done it like 6 times, huh?
Well, this is only, I think this is only
your
my
mom is.
this is my 4th one, I think, right?
Okay.
So your mom used to rock late night parties with us, and then she comes on here to do one of her own show, and she's like a rookie or something. What's the person that used to rock the late night parties?
Well, you know, it's one thing when you're kicking back in the background, you know, with your feet up, munching on pork rinds, Gary, you know, and somebody else is running the show. You know, I'm just the background fuzz. It's different than, you know, coming forward and being in the front line.
Yeah, something about keeping it going. Thrifty Angela come up today and sort of helped me run the morning show, and me and her's been talking some since, and she's like, I never realized how hard it was on that side of the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a number of people are saying, hi, daughter.
Oh, hi.
I want to say, you two look like twins. You two look like twins.
Yeah.
You should see her mother, my grandmother. You'd see a chain of faces just looking the same.
Well, I'm really happy that you came on. This is awesome.
Yeah, I went online actually to watch one of my daily YouTube shows, and I saw it popped up and said that you were live, and I was like, oh man, she started at 6. So my battery's probably going to die soon, though. I'm only at 20%. But yeah, I'm glad I got to jump. I didn't even realize that you could like have people come into your live shows.
Yeah. In fact, now with this StreamYard, you can have up to 10 people now.
Whoa.
So to introduce you, that's Gary, and that's Bob, and that's Kenneth. That's Kenneth, and this is Susan.
Hello.
Hi.
And
you guys are all part of my first YouTube experience, my first YouTube live.
Yeah.
Well, me and Gary have daily YouTube shows, so if you're in the daily YouTube shows, we got you.
There we go. YouTube is fun. It's kind of like, it's neat because you really just get to access a different kind of community than having the nice big old polished, you know, like TV shows and stuff. I still watch Netflix, but I like coming on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And I do a live show on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
I do trivia first, and then after trivia, I do a panel like this. And it may run until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's fun.
And
like digital chat rooms.
And then on Sundays, I'll go live around 3 or so in the afternoon. I'll just do a random.
I had somebody. Roy, I didn't see you down there. I hope you haven't been waiting long.
Hey,
I'm gonna go. You
videos
can only
that
have
just
6
people on
until
screen.
you get a paid.
Oh, you know what?
yeah, I
don't.
got a girl too. So
Yeah,
you can
because I'm
pop some people
seeing that because I'm free, I only get 6 people. I don't get 10.
Right, you don't get the 10. You
No.
gotta
There you
join
go.
the club,
I only
Lucy.
do the free too. I only do
So,
the free.
hey, Lucy's daughter, you gotta buy Mom a year subscription to StreamYard.
I guess so, don't I?
Yes. All right.
Well, it was really nice to meet you guys, and I look forward to seeing your show.
Thank you.
I'm leaving too. Bye, Roy.
Thank you, Gary, for coming on.
Bye, Gary.
Behave.
See you tomorrow, Gary.
See y'all.
I didn't know that about StreamYard.
Yeah, apparently
What?
I just now tried to bring up an extra person and I couldn't. So I only get 6 people.
On the free version, it's just still 6. You have to have the paid. But when I see the 10 people up there, everybody starts over talking each other sometimes, and it makes it a little rough to listen. That's the only bad thing with it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Roy, for coming up. This is awesome. I'm glad you're here and joining the panel.
Yeah, we were just sitting around our non-campfire, and we're done with that. So
I hope those aren't handcuffs behind you.
me too.
Well, you can sit around
right behind you. Turn around. You're okay. Turn some more. Right there. Yeah. What are those?
Oh, that's my water hose.
Oh, from this distance.
Just sit around the box and warm your hands.
Here's another tip.
Oh, okay. Now I see. Oh my gosh! Look at that tangle.
What did you do?
Yeah, it's kind of tangled, but not really. It just come unrolled on me. But anyway, see this?
You're a camper nightmare.
You put them together on both ends, so it's one big circle. This hose holds about 3 gallons of water.
Whoa. Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah.
Roy is full of tips and tricks.
That's a lot of water in this hose.
Yeah, and if you're wanting to be able to collect water, that's a way to do it, huh?
Luna. Hi, Luna.
Oh, hi.
Can you
say hi?
Pick her up so I can see her.
Hi. Oh. Oh yeah.
Is that a pug, Lucy?
She's a pug bulldog mix.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I had one of them when I was a kid.
She's a beautiful dog.
Thank you. She's actually my son's dog, and I'm babysitting, but I don't know how long I'll be babysitting.
Oh, okay.
Because his grandmother on his dad's side, she's 85 and on oxygen, and she's allergic to dogs, and he's staying with her, caring for her. And so he can't have any kind of dander on him at all.
Mm.
So while he's with her, caring for her, I'm watching Luna.
We've been babysitting our son's dog for 3 years now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping is going to happen. I'm attached to this little
he's
rug.
with us.
I think you'll get to keep it now.
Yeah, I'm pretty attached to her. She's pretty awesome.
Well, my mom had my dog, this one right here, for 1.5 years. Hi, Zoe. You say hi?
Yeah.
Now she's an adult. She's 11.
What kind of dog is that?
She's a pit bull shepherd. You say hi?
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Look at that face.
Oh, look at that.
She's mostly pit bull.
And she's getting up there in years now. Her face was not white when she was younger. She's how old now, Erica? 11?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's getting up there in age.
Yeah, maybe we'll go for a walk later. Yeah.
Where are you taking us,
Oh, don't
Roy?
say that too loud, please. Don't say that too loud.
So I have room for another
I
person
got 3
to come up
dogs
if
that
somebody
come
wants to come
barging
up.
to the door. Walk.
I tried to stay really quiet.
I have room for another person to
Oh,
come up. So
okay.
if somebody wants to come up, there's the link. Oh,
look at that face. Oh, there's another one. Cuties. Cutie pies. Oh, look at
Moose.
Hi, cutie. Oh,
hi.
Oh, there's Lou.
And which one is it you're babysitting?
See, this one's Moose.
Uh-huh.
And that one there's Lulu. And then that's our son's dog right there.
Oh, okay.
hi. All faces.
They heard that word.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, yeah, she's due for her second W today. So
Scott took them yesterday, all one at a time. And,
It's easier sometimes to take them one at a time. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, these guys. Lulu's pretty hyper. She's high strong.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, there's the superstar,
Hey, Justin.
Justin.
Oh yeah, these guys.
So
Pretty hyper.
before you had Michael, I'm sure you had a fear of being a parent, huh?
Mom, I'm gonna go because my phone's gonna die. It was nice to meet y'all.
Oh, thanks for coming on, Erica.
Bye.
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 No, not a fear of being a parent. Just didn't know quite what to expect.
Or of the unknown. Yeah.
Well, there's Lynn.
She's
Hey,
giving
Lynn.
she's giving it a try again. She's been having troubles with her internet, I think.
Hey, Lynn. You didn't have to apologize for confusing us with Gary, because half the time we don't even know how long we've been married.
Yeah, I think she's got some internet-ish problems.
Are you froze again, Lynn?
I think she's frozen again.
Well, me and Christina were going on 16 years in September.
Nice. That's awesome.
How's little Michael doing?
Little Michael is sleeping at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Looking very cute.
he's a happy baby now that he's done all that pooping, right?
Oh yeah, he finished. Yeah, he finished all that pooping twice.
Twice.
Put you guys in a tree.
Oh,
I'm
there
trying
you
to
go.
figure where to mount you guys.
So just don't let us fall.
Now you're in
we're
a tree.
going around in circles.
That
I've been
works.
getting busy watching him go.
I don't know if you guys can see this yet, but depending on how long you're on here, but we might be in for a good sunset tonight.
Cool. Love to see that.
Ooh.
It's right above the trees.
So RV
I'm ready to
Weekends
see
is
the
saying
air.
that her dogs used to be able to spell when they could spell it when we could spell it out. That's impressive.
Those three right there can spell.
Can they really?
Yes.
It's called FOOD, right?
No, they can't spell that one, but they can spell hungry.
Okay.
Abby knows the F word. Food. She knows
TREAT. They know that one. They know the WALK, OUT. Quite
Thank
a few.
you, Steve, for coming in.
I think dogs are smarter than humans sometimes.
Lulu there.
I can't really say that about mine. Not really.
Lulu will actually try to say words, and if you can't understand her, she gets a totally different look to her. Like she gets disgusted with herself, but she says, "I love you. I want out. I want some. I want more."
Wow.
There's a few more. I just can't think of them.
Angel knows a few words like treat and food and walk and stuff like that, but doesn't know how to spell.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Luna doesn't know how to spell.
Yeah. He tries to he barks and tries to
That's fine. Just cut up an extra few then.
He barks and tries to do what, Lynn?
He barks and he goes to the house, but I won't let him in the house.
Oh, he barks to come inside the house?
Yeah.
She won't let him in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, he barks to come inside, but I won't let him inside.
Just oops.
Oh, we lost her.
She lost it. Yeah.
She's had some internet issues she's been having.
Hi, Mike and
Now
MJ. Thanks for coming in. I'm really awesome. It's awesome that you guys are here.
If you guys suddenly look down, that's because Becky rolled the window down and didn't know you were there.
Okay. Just don't drop us.
Yeah, I got you guys mounted on the windows that come out. It's starting to
Well,
chill
you've
off.
been spinning this around. I'm like, oh, Roy, stop. Don't spin us around no more.
Welcome back, Lynn.
Thank you. I'm really glad you guys are with me here tonight. This is awesome.
Well, see, you're doing a good job. I mean, I found it hard for me to do a live stream by myself, and that's why I brought Jim in, because I felt a little more comfortable having somebody sitting there right by me.
Yeah.
So if I screwed up, he screwed up right along with me.
Plus, he could get you to laugh.
Yeah, and that helps. I mean, sometimes people can do it all by themselves. Some people need somebody there, but you're doing good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your shout out video was awesome, Ellie. That
Thank
last
you.
one you did.
Now, see, that's where I like to push my creativity, is doing stuff like that.
That was, you got the best shout out video.
Adventures.
Thanks. What, Kenneth?
Oh, I was reading the chat here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt if anybody was talking.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, we're gonna get a cooking show here. Speaking of cooking show, MJ has been putting out some cooking videos.
I guess you guys can't see that.
Yes. No, we can. We can see it.
Roy.
I'm standing in front of it. I didn't know you guys could see it.
Yeah, when you're standing in front of it, we can see. When you're standing in front of the grill, we can see it. When you're standing where you're at right now, it's difficult.
Yeah, I see that now, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, see, you can't have a campfire, but y'all can stand around your Blackstones and rub your hands and maybe figure out a way to toast your marshmallows that way.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to try some food off of a Blackstone.
Yeah, I haven't tried any food cooked on a Blackstone either.
We're getting ready to get ours.
You got to get one of these.
We're getting one, Roy. We're getting one.
That's why we're holding.
I heard that was one of the must-haves to be in the RV community. That's what Gary said. You had to have a Blackstone. So
no, I said that.
You did. Oh, you.
I know a good channel if anybody wants to follow Crazy Pop. That he's a good one to follow. Because he talks a lot and cooks. He talks a lot about Blackstones and cooks a lot of food on them.
That's
hey neighbor,
Crazy Pop. His channel is called Crazy Pop.
Yeah, he's coming in town this weekend. We're hanging out together.
And Justin, you guys just got the roof done with the Rhino liner, right?
Yeah,
I saw that
it's
video.
another truck bed liner called Linex.
Linex, okay.
Yeah, but we did the roof.
How do you like it? I like
it because the main reason why we did it was because we had water coming in, and it was coming in in the space between the fiberglass roof and the metal of the van, and that's what you have to recaulk that every year or two.
You're right. Yeah.
And I said, well, instead of having to recaulk that every year, I might as well just seal it permanently. So now I won't have to do anything to it for the rest of the van's life.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're going to cover all of Honey in that Linex.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna cover the bottom, but the middle I'm gonna cover in commercial paint, the same type of paint they put on FedEx trucks.
Yeah.
And the bottom I'm gonna put Linex to protect it from rocks and rust and things like that.
Now Jim's looking at this company. He saw a video of theirs on YouTube. They take the rubber roof off and they put this new one on, and there's no seams, and they take your your air conditioner and all your vents off, and they make it all one smooth thing, and then they somehow put anyway, there's no seams, no nothing to makes it one smooth to where, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you're supposed to have less leakage and all that, but they're like, I'm thinking he said like 4,000 or 5,000, so it's way out there.
Well, this cost me about 1,600 Canadian, which is about guess about 12 or 1,300 American. So it's not that expensive.
Most of that's probably all labor.
Yeah, most of it, I guess.
Yeah, and having the peace of mind of knowing that you're not going to have to worry about leaks.
Exactly.
And
also, it actually it's heat resistant a little bit, so it's going to reduce the amount of heat that gets into the van.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So, Susan, how far along are you at getting ready to move out and hit the road?
Well, let's say all the antique wagon wheels and plows and all that stuff that was out front is loaded on a wagon now. We're delivering that in North Carolina Sunday. And then it's all sold.
It's all sold.
Plus, we got a couple that's coming from Indiana to possibly look at the house.
Wow.
So you're thinking of selling it now. I know you were thinking about maybe turning it into an Airbnb. You've changed your mind?
Well, the realtor talked us out of the Airbnb because he's once had done those. And he said that main issue he had was people, tourists coming in from other states, bringing in bed bugs and different types of situations. And also doing damages. And he said in the long run, he sometimes didn't make any money because he had to pay it all out in those things. And where you're out of town or not, if something goes wrong, those people are going to want that item fixed.
Yeah.
And then you got to get a hold of somebody, come in and fix that. So Airbnb went out the window.
And just think if somebody came in and made a meth lab in there.
Well, that's true.
Well, and Airbnb, though, they only rent for, a couple of days at a time usually. They're not renters.
Can do anything damage can do in a short period of time. He said he's had furniture to walk out the door, appliances walk out the door. And of course, those are things that happen. And, he goes, you got your good people and you got your bad people. He recommended either selling or keep it. And then we got to thinking, well, we can get a storage unit and put some of this stuff in there. And that would still come out cheaper and wouldn't have to pay the homeowner's insurance and the light bill and the water bill and all those things. So we maybe come out on the cheaper end, just putting a few things in storage that, we don't want put in the RV right now, or we don't know what we're going to do with them yet. So next week, there's a bunch of stuff going out of this house next week. So.
And how long have you lived there?
Here, 2.5 years.
Oh,
okay. We already downsized a huge amount when we moved from Indiana to here. So we've already gotten rid of half of our junk. Now we got to get rid of the rest of the junk. But one thing I can say is in this 2.5 years, I didn't collect new junk. I just never, once I downsized
the old junk.
I just never got rid of it.
Right. Now, see, I'm one of those type of people that I can easily just get rid of stuff. Toss it behind, not even think twice about it. My family gets nervous when I do that. Brian and Erica, they hover over me and watch. What am I tossing? Because no, we could probably use that later down the road. No, you can't toss that. That's sentimental. No, you can't. If I decide,
I'm like your family, and you're like Christina.
Yeah,
she'll toss out anything. It's like,
And then Brian constantly reminds me when we're working on a project or we're wanting to fix something, and he'll go out into the garage and he'll find something that I forgot we even had. See, this is why we needed to keep it, because aren't you glad we had it?
Well, I was hoping the sunset was going to look good, but I think it's going to be boring.
Well, I see black and white.
I see a little yellow going on.
That's a beautiful.
Yeah, it ain't going to turn red, darn it.
Yeah, because there's not the clouds in the sky.
Yeah.
We were kind of.
I thought there was a
I
haze
just-
over there, but it's like there's no haze.
We were thrown off schedule with the whole virus thing and having the baby, so the full time might wait a bit, but the plan is about 2 to 3 years.
And are
I'm
you
from
still?
Indiana.
Is Canada? Does it look like Canada is going to open up the border so you'll be able to go to the Mayberry meetup?
Well, last I heard, it was supposed to be open by August, so. Yeah, the Mayberry's in October, unless they close them again.
Did you see that, Susan?
Yeah, I'm from Indiana. I mean, I just threw away my band jacket that I lettered in high school. I mean, I can't fit into it no more. Nobody wants my band jacket, my letter jacket. So
Right.
it just went to the dog.
Yeah. Glorious Day Adventures, Camping Therapy. I think I know who you're talking about, and I'm subscribed to her. Is she the one that just got her van remodeled, and she does a lot of outdoor cooking? Let me know if that's the same person you're talking about.
We got to see what Roy's cooking here.
I know.
What are you cooking, Roy?
I know fried potatoes. That looks like fried potatoes.
Hungry again.
It's taters.
Yeah, because Becky likes fried potatoes.
Oh, me too.
You got a steak there, Roy?
Do what?
You got any steak there?
No, we got chicken tonight.
Oh.
But yeah, we do have steak. But it's frozen.
Do you cook potatoes and onions together?
Yeah.
Yep. But you don't put the onions on too soon because they'll burn.
That's right. I found that out.
Hi, Mike.
So in the meantime, I sit here and I eat all the onions.
Thanks for coming.
I
I'm
found
glad
that
you're
out
here.
when I
I
was
love
really
fried
good.
potatoes and onions together. That's good stuff.
Okay, so we're talking about two different people then, because this is a couple that has a rectangle teardrop, a runaway camper brand. Ah,
Boy, Roy, I can smell that.
I know, it smells good, doesn't it?
And you can't because I can't smell anything yet.
Oh. Where's Dee at? Where's Dee at?
You didn't see that. We don't know.
You don't know where she's at?
No.
You lost her? You lose her, Dee?
There's her truck.
Okay.
You lost Dee. Shame on you, Roy.
Scott was over there. Well, over there.
Now you lost Scott too.
They left this morning. We ain't seen them since.
Really?
Yeah.
They go hiking or?
No, Scott needed propane and some other few things.
I think Scott was saying that he's in Winslow at a restaurant. I think
Winslow in a restaurant.
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying earlier in the chat.
They left you behind, Roy.
No, but we are in the world's worst spot for COVID right now.
Oh, you are?
Oh.
Where's that at?
Arizona.
Ah, okay.
Worst in the world right now.
Really?
Oh, wow.
That's what
Yeah. Yeah, look it up on the news. It was kind of snuck up on everybody out here, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're in a pretty good spot because you're kind of out and away from everybody, so it's not really too much of a concern, right?
They could bring it back to us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're not in a city, so that
Arizona.
helps.
What'd you say, Justin?
I just Googled it, and yeah, supposedly Arizona is up there.
Yeah. 4,000 new cases a day.
The worst in the U.S.
Oh, U.S.?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the worst in the world, but oh well.
Yeah,
Okay.
not world. It's I read U.S.
So, Susan, are you getting pretty excited? Where's the first place you're going to want to go when you have your freedom?
We got some people we were visiting up in Indiana, and then we're going up northern Indiana, visiting another couple. Then our plans are going up into Michigan to meet up with Northwoods RV Life.
Cool.
And then come down into Ohio and visit with some more friends we get up there, and then another set of friends in Ohio. Then make our way down to the Mayberry meetup, and after the Mayberry meetup, we're heading out west.
Nice. Well, if you come out all the way to the Pacific Coast, you're going to have to come say hi to us.
Well, we're heading to Arizona, out there where Roy is, if he'll fix me supper one night.
Especially fried potatoes.
Yeah.
If I don't catch COVID from a restaurant.
We're headed that way too.
Hey, so we'll be seeing you because we'll be in Quartzsite. We've gone the past 2 years. We've gone.
We'll all be seeing each other.
Yeah.
They've closed everything now except indoor dining, and they really probably should do that too.
Yeah, our
but
plans are
everything is being closed down in Arizona again.
Yeah, round
Hopefully
2.
that's fixed by January.
Me too.
Yeah, because who knows what Quartzsite would be like? Because that's thousands and thousands of people that show up in January for that.
I heard 30 to 40,000.
Yeah, I've heard bigger than that.
Are you gonna have your own little circle, Roy, like Papa Drew and them had last year?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Well, I have a couple of videos on Quartzsite from the year before last. So if you guys want to dig deep into my channel, you can find those.
I'm just gonna hook my RV up to Roy's solar and everybody else's solar, and I don't have to worry about solar. There's solar.
I'm back. I am eat and watch all this like a TV show for me tonight, everyone. Cool. Awesome. And Lucretia's saying, Susan, I'm getting ready to go through my parents' family home of 46 years. There are layers of mementos and memories. I'm dreading it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do with sentimental stuff? Because you can't take it with you.
You either store it or you take a picture of it and put it in the cloud.
Yeah, take pictures or scan items.
Well, like we had all of our sons' baseball trophies and basketball trophies, and I said, "Don't you want your trophies?" And they go, "Nope, I got it up here. I know what I won, so I don't want them." So I'm like, "Okay," so I ditched them. I mean, as long as they didn't want them, they remember what they won. Yeah, that's fine.
So, Kenneth, do you like to do any traveling?
I do some restaurant reviews and sightseeing videos when things like open up and things.
Yeah.
Due to the pandemic situation that we're in.
Yeah. But before the pandemic, did you like to travel at all? Or
well, see, my dad doesn't like to go very much. So we're both disabled, and he doesn't like to travel very much, and I'm one that doesn't like to stay home very much.
Yeah.
I'm one that likes to get out.
And so are you having to be in a wheelchair when you get out, or can you walk?
I can walk with a walker or wheelchair, either one. But I'd prefer to use the walker anyway.
Yeah. So that's something that, because Susan, she shows a lot on her channel, handicap accessible.
Yeah. We had a meetup at a Warrior State Park there in Kingsport, and I took my scooter to it. And this little speed demon took off on my scooter and speed deemed around the campground.
He may or may not have had a little influence about that.
I had it as fast as it can. I had it on.
Because I never put that speed up more than halfway, and he brought it back, and I looked, and that thing was cranked all the way up to the highest speed, and he goes, yeah, I might have took it at the highest speed.
Well,
probably had fun too.
Jim was the one that showed me. Said,
who?
Jim.
Did Roy Oh, Jim did?
Yeah.
Or, well, I thought maybe Roy did. I thought, well, I meet Roy.
No, it was Jim.
I'll go smack him.
We kept telling him to jump on it and take it for a spin, though.
Now I'm remembering now. That's right. You were at a campground, Susan, and Kenneth was there. And I remember now.
Yeah, it was at Warriors Pass State Park at the Big Joe and Maria's World Meetup.
Yeah. So what did you think of that?
Oh, I loved it. I can't wait to go again.
Yeah. What'd
you think of the What'd you think of the
September?
What do you think of the scooter, though?
What I think of it? It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, speed deemer.
Whoops.
Getting a little person Gonzalez on it.
No.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So Justin, what are your next plans?
My next plans.
Yeah, as far as traveling or with the van.
Well, we may do a couple of test camps beforehand, but my first real trip is going to be the Mayberry meetup in October.
I get chicken.
Yeah.
Would that be Michael's first camping trip in it?
That will be Michael's first camping trip.
Nice.
Well, other than the little test runs that we're going to do.
Yeah.
We'll do some driveway camping in my parents' house at one point.
Is it warm enough there?
Yeah, well, we're hitting 90s in here. So
yeah, because Christina, she's been working out in her tank top, and it looks like it's been warm.
Yeah, 80s and 90s.
Wow.
We don't go up to 100, but today went up to 92. So yeah.
When we first got our RV, we camped in the driveway for the first time. And I think we must have come into the house like 5 or 6 times because we forgot something. So it was a
good way to know what you need.
Exactly. Yeah. I was thinking we had everything. I was, I think I got that and I got that. We get in there to camp for the night and I'm like, oops, I forgot this. I'll be right back. So it's a good thing our first time was in the driveway.
Actually, today I was taking stripes off of this side of the camper with an eraser wheel.
Oh,
it's a hard job. It takes time.
Yeah, I've seen.
So
I've seen people try to do it with a razor and trying to peel
I had plastic razors as well.
Yeah.
But I found the eraser wheel works better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is the whole inside of your van all done now?
No, I still have to do the bed area. Yeah, in the back. We have 2 beds in the front, 2 single beds, but we have a double bed in the back that I have to put back together.
Okay. Is it done, Roy?
No.
Supper's not done yet?
Now we're waiting
I'm
on the chicken.
hungry. We're hungry.
Taters are done.
Yeah, the chicken didn't take that long.
Are you going anywhere, Lucy?
Yeah, well, because my birthday was last week, and Brian asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said a trip to Lassen Volcanic National Monument.
Okay.
It's in California.
Uh-huh.
But it looks like there's still too many restrictions.
Uh-huh.
So we started looking around, well, where else can we go? And then we found out our slide broke. The motor on the corner motor on the slide broke.
You have to get that fixed?
I was going to ask you about that. Did you get it fixed?
Oh my gosh, it's been such a nightmare. I didn't even know the slide was broken, but I had plugged into shore the RV to the house. And when I had unplugged it, I'm looking under there and I see a flashing light. So I had Brian come out, and it's telling us that there's a loose wire or something's not connected to a motor. So he had to do the research. He went out there. We found where the motors are. And he looks and he sees this one motor has, because there's 6 wires that's connected. And one of the wires, the black wire, was loose. It wasn't connected to anything. So we had to take the motor out. But in order to do that, you have to have the slide slightly out. So we had to figure out how to get the slide out by overriding the mechanism, then get the motor out. Then he got the motor out, he soldered the wire back on, and it took us 2 days to try to get the motor back in. Because the manipulating and the way the teeth are in there, we had to get it just right. And
you got to get it perfect. Yeah.
Moving the slide and the teeth and everything to try to get it in there. We finally get it in there, get everything plugged, and the motor goes and stops.
Oh, not good.
So we've been able to get the slide pushed all the way back in and locked. And now it's in a locked position, so now we can travel where we couldn't before. So now to answer the question, long story long, we're looking into going to Shaver Lake in California. But, that seems to be an area where right now they're calling COVID on all the boondocking spots. So campgrounds that didn't cost any money or areas where you could boondock is closed. But the campgrounds where you pay money are open. And they're charging anything. Yeah, they're charging anything from $50 to $90 to stay at this campground. And
that's
the 50
highway robbery.
Exactly. And I'm looking, and the $50 slots, Justin's van might be able to fit into.
Okay.
To get our rig in, we're looking at a $60 slot. They want to charge $8 per pet. So now that's $68. Then they want to charge. It's called Shaver, Shaver, Shaver Lake in California.
Wow.
It's just like they want to rob you because you want to camp.
And they want to nitpick you on everything. There, you have to pay if you want to be able to do. You have to pay extra if you want to do a dump.
Now, is this BLM or state park or what or not?
It's there's BLM land there, but they have all the BLM land closed, and they're calling COVID on it. But yet the 2 other campgrounds that are open are open, but you have to pay, and they're charging an arm and a leg.
That's not right.
It's like, now what do we do?
Everybody should just rush to BLM land and camp on it. They can't enforce it.
Because I can't justify spending $68 a night when I could go somewhere and camp for free.
Yeah, what's the difference of sitting in that spot or a spot in another camp? They're just being crooks now.
That's what it feels like. So now that plan to go camping there is not, as exciting as it first was.
I think through all this whole mess that RVers have really been messed over because we know how to stay 6 feet apart. I mean, your RV's more than 6 feet wide.
And
then you
mostly
got
self-sufficient.
Yeah, we know how to be self-sufficient. So I never could understand why they shut these camp. If anything, just shut the bathrooms down in them and, let us be.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that's highway robbery on those prices.
Well,
I don't agree with closing the bathrooms because bathrooms are the reason why we're basically alive today.
Well, that's
from
true.
the disease back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Everywhere in
we
California, it's highway robbery.
Yeah.
if you want to camp at the beach, you're looking at $100 a night.
You just need to slide over to the next state over and camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get over here quick because it's about to close too.
Is it? And it doesn't make any sense because
you see I guess the president's speech today, they said stay out of the restaurants in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't see that. I haven't checked the news today.
The lady or something next to him wears the mask.
When we went out to dinner the other night, they had it so that you had to wear a mask walking into the restaurant, but then when you sat down at your table, you could take your mask off and eat, and then when you were done eating, you had to put your mask back on to walk out of the restaurant. Now, Brian
that don't make sense here because they closed the bars. What was the other stuff? The gyms. But they left the restaurants open to eat in.
That don't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And that lady standing next to the president today, she said, especially don't go in an Arizona restaurant and eat outside.
Okay, now this is something that I have struggled with thinking about. Brian and I both worked in retail. Me 40 years, Brian 45 plus years. And okay, so when working in a grocery store, because both of us worked in a grocery store, Brian worked stock crew. And if you're on aisle 1 and you have somebody else working on aisle 3, and that person, okay, excuse my vulgarity, if that person farts,
drone.
The person on aisle 1 can smell that. So that 6 foot distance is really ridiculous, even if you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Because the way that air travels outside or inside with air conditioning or whatever units they have. So in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, 6 foot, if that's going to make people feel comfortable, okay, let's follow that. Now, the mask thing, more often than not, people aren't wearing the mask properly. And even if they are, like, for example, I was walking Luna down on the wharf over by where we live, and it was smelling especially fishy that day. And I'm watching this couple walking by. They both are wearing their masks. And the one gal said to her husband, "Man, it smells really fishy here." They're both wearing a mask. Now, if the mask was working properly, would they be able to smell how fishy it is? So I think about those things in my mind, and I'm like, if people want to do this to feel safe and feel comfortable, I understand that. But does it really work?
Technically, the mask is
nobody really knows.
The mask is not supposed to protect you. It's supposed to protect other people.
Right. But if you can smell a fishy pier,
because it's transmitted through moisture, and the moisture gets trapped in the mask.
Yeah, I don't know her name, Burning Up Roads, but she specifically said stay out of the restaurants in Arizona right now. So
you're supposed to go show up at Roy's campsite. He'll cook for you.
eat outside, but I don't know. I was kind of surprised when I heard that Arizona had the worst in the country.
Yeah, that's actually kind of surprising to me. I would think places like New York, big
Yeah,
cities.
the cooler places, not the hot
Chicago.
places.
Right, right. Yeah, see, burning up the road, Lucretia's saying it's not airtight. And I think that's what I'm questioning.
Well,
Yeah,
I
well,
see
unless you
people
have one of those
down
gas
here wearing their
masks, you know,
mask
the big
on their chin.
Right, right. Yeah. Now, see, one of those I believe would work.
yeah, for sure. Because if you look at people that work with viruses, they're in the hazmat suits. I mean, they're not a little piece of cloth on your face is going to change much.
Mm-hmm.
So that then comes back around to fear again, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be on somebody's YouTube video staring at this drone.
They're hovering over you.
We're right here behind this tree.
Make
Don't
funny
look,
faces,
Bertha,
bro.
but it was too late.
Wave at it. Wave at it. And oh, hold up a sign that says Roy and Becky's Travels on YouTube.
There you go.
Hey, you just gave me an idea.
I know
I'm
most.
putting Roy and Becky's Travel on the roof.
There you go.
Next time
Like
a
you see
drone
them
flies
barns,
over,
you know,
there
the barns
go.
that advertise tobacco.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And make sure it has that little scan bar so when the drone flies over, it can scan it and it'll take you right to your channel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, too. Yeah, because when you're in quartzite, you'll have about 20 drones fly over you in a day's worth.
So do you have a drone, Roy?
No, I'm not sure I want one. I do want one, but I got to look at that Part 107 test, because if you put anything on YouTube, you better have that license if you're monetized. And not even that, they changed the wording on it. If you better your business with the drone footage, they can get you on it too. And that means if you're not monetized and you put a drone video on your YouTube and you gain a single subscriber, you just bettered your channel.
Huh.
Yeah, that can be.
Yeah,
argued.
it was under the Part 107 rules. They changed the wording last year.
Hi, Backyard Science. Thanks for coming in and hanging out.
I
don't
got
think
all
I've
my
seen you.
subscribers back. That YouTube
We did
studio.
too.
You did?
I got mine all back. Woohoo!
I haven't checked in
I
a
was
little
like-
while.
Yeah, it looks like I did too, because, man, I dropped.
Oh,
Five,
that was scary. I was like, I dropped 20 overnight?
Yeah.
25 for us.
I was crying. I'm freaking out. And Jim goes, oh,
No.
chill.
I didn't get mine back yet.
Mine
Okay, you
wasn't
guys might be able to see this.
at noon today. They weren't back. And then about a couple
I gotta
hours
go out
ago,
here, though.
I had to check and they were back.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
For me.
That's
anyway.
why this drone's flying, because of this right here.
But when I heard everybody was losing them, I was like,
Feel as bad. Yeah, so
it was-
I'm just now learning this. I didn't realize I wasn't the only one that was losing subscribers like crazy.
I thought I was the only one. I thought, well, I'll
Nah,
bring
it
it up
ain't
in the
turn
chat. And Justin
What-
said it.
Yeah.
Everybody else was saying it, and I was like,
Well, I
Oh
can
my
say
God.
I'm missing about 10.
Yeah, we got all ours back.
Maybe they're slowly getting everybody back. I wonder what the
Well,
scoop is on that.
But they changed the.
mine was
if-
creeping back like
If you
two
go
by
to your comments, they changed the published health for review and the like spam buttons.
True.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, Lucretia, what is this that people aren't paying attention to? Is it the rules that Roy's talking about for the drones? I don't know anything about this. Can you tell me a little more, Roy?
It's Part
You have to have a
107.
license to fly a drone.
Well, in a lot
unless
of
it's-
areas,
unless it's under a certain weight. But then again, if you use it for business, then you still need a license.
Yeah, and the way that thing's worded now, that they can actually, you gain a subscriber from one video from that that drone, you've bettered your channels, and they can actually come after you. So I'm not even taking a chance. I'm getting a license first.
I didn't know anything about this.
And if you're lucky, you have a drone that like automatically senses when it's in an area where it can't fly, and it just won't take off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or else you have to keep track of where you are.
Yeah, because man, it's so cool when I see videos where they've included drone footage in with their video. It's like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah. I'd crash a tree the first day.
If you Google, "Do I need a drone license for YouTube?" that comes up to Part 107 and.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have drones that you can set that will follow your rig. If
yeah, I want one of those.
Yeah,
that would be cool. You can have footage of your RV going down the road. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'd make for a heck of an intro for a bit. All your videos out there.
I think that's how Jurgen made his intro with a drone.
No, actually,
he was on a bridge. He showed how he did that.
He was on a bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at it closely, it's two different clips.
Oh, it was Blue Wave. Blue Wave did it with a drone.
Yeah, Blue Wave's got a drone. Yeah,
yeah.
So let me see if I can do this.
I just want to get me a better camera. I don't want no drone.
So it's saying if you're on YouTube and you think you may want to monetize your channel at some point in the future, for example, you should be flying without a Part 107.
Yeah.
The only time you wouldn't need to have a Part 107 license is in the case that you never plan to desire to sell your drone footage for any purpose. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
But is YouTube selling your drone footage? I don't know.
But you're making money off. I see what you're saying, Justin.
Because you're not selling it. You're kind of like you're getting paid to.
I will be back, Lucy.
To view it.
Okay.
Okay. I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't chance it though.
Yeah.
From what it sounds like.
Now, could you even fly a drone out there on the BLM land? Because it's like
wait till you get to courtside. You're going to get tired of hearing them.
Yeah.
I just didn't know because I thought that was like classified as government, and I didn't know if it'd be like a no-fly zone since it's
national
government.
parks. You can't fly in. Like you can't fly one at the Grand Canyon. You can here in the national forest, but you got to go out to the field because there's too many trees here.
And you can't fly within 5 miles of an airport. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't fly. You can't fly them here in the Smoky Mountains.
And you can't fly them near military bases either.
Yeah, because the Rangers said they shot down a couple of drones one time because the people wouldn't listen. They said the people told them that we can fly whenever we want, wherever we want, and the Rangers showed them a little different.
Technically, they should be right because the Rangers do not own that property. We do.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. But, that's by law. They take care of the military, the policing part.
Yeah. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of the government property, we own that property as people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the same laws in Canada or not.
I'm not sure about that.
That's why they're called public lands.
Exactly. So how is it that they can deny us from
They may be
boondocking
public
on
lands,
public
but
land?
they're restricted to military personnel, usually.
Yeah, I can understand around a military base, airports, but national parks.
National parks.
I mean,
that I'm not sure. Yeah, that I don't.
Yeah, I don't know about Canada.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, I don't understand it either because Grand Canyon. It would have been nice to have a drone over there.
A great place, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been beautiful, epic video footage.
They got signs all over, no drones allowed, but every national park's like that.
Yeah.
We just died or something. We froze.
Oh, we froze because I come out.
A little bit. Yeah, you're freezing a little bit. I can still hear you though.
Yeah, I got half a signal. Okay.
Hi,
Well, where's
Becky.
supper?
Hi.
We missed supper.
Not yet.
He's already burned it.
Hey, where's that comet at? Anybody seen that comet?
No.
No.
No, I'm not near a window right now.
Supposed to be able to see it when
With
the
the
sun
naked eye?
rises and when the sun sets.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
In a few minutes. I'm gonna walk out here and see where these mountains might be in the way for us. But it's supposed to be visible the whole month of July, and
So
as July progresses on, it's supposed to get better and better and better.
Oh, that's good.
So
to
where
know.
are you headed to next?
We're not exactly sure yet. Yeah, probably south of Flagstaff.
Is it cool there? The temperature?
Yeah, all of Flagstaff. Flagstaff's the coolest place in Arizona, I think.
Yeah, when we drove through
Yeah.
there was snow on the ground.
That's where my doctors told me, Flagstaff, Arizona.
So, have you guys been to Walnut Canyon, Roy?
Not yet. Most of that stuff. Excuse me, I didn't mean that. More of that snuck up on me. Yeah, I wasn't even expecting it. Most of that stuff's closed.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Like the meteor crater, everything, all the national monuments around Flagstaff are closed right now.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's
So
why.
you're gonna give us?
Huh?
You give us a grand tour when you gotta give us a grand tour of everything when we come out there in January.
I'm hoping everything's going to be mostly back to normal by then. I'll tell you what.
Me too.
I am so tired of this.
I don't know, but where we are, as of the 27th, the masks are obligatory in any indoor public place. So, I don't know if that's getting better or worse.
Yeah.
I think here in Tennessee, we're still in phase 2 or 3.
And where is this at, Kenneth?
In Kingsport, Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay. About
There's
where
fire
drones can
trucks
go
on
when my
somewhere.
next door neighbor has a freaking camera on the side of his house looking in and out his garage door. I know, right? So
Yeah, see, our neighbors do the same thing.
If the First Amendment
those are
allows
close.
people to be able to video record everywhere that they can see, then why would a drone not be allowed? Well, I could kind of understand. I could kind of understand, not flying drones in a city where if you crash your drone, you're going to crash it into a car or somebody's house. I get that, but a national
Yeah, I
park,
do too. I could understand that.
But in a national park, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, our neighbor just put up more cameras, so I mean, he could basically. That's why I keep my blinds closed. He can look right in our windows.
Yeah.
But we have a paranoid neighbor.
Yeah, well, how paranoid is it if he's busy looking inside your window?
Well, he has all kinds of guns. I mean, yeah, he works on his day. He has a TV in his bathroom, two TVs in the kitchen, two TVs in the living room, two in his bedroom, where he can monitor his cameras at all times.
Wow.
He's very paranoid.
Wow.
I don't think I want a camera inside my house while my husband's at work. He can monitor everything I do. That's don't feel good.
Yeah. Well, when I was
let's hope they don't bring the bug back.
Yeah. When Brian and I were on our coast to coast trip, in order to keep an eye on the inside of the house, we had cameras inside the house while we were gone. Yeah, it got dark there, Roy. So
dark.
All right. Well, I got to get going.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and close things up too. I'm watching Roy getting ready to eat, and I'm like, I'm ready for dinner. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about done.
So,
all right, Roy's serving up supper.
so you guys, I'm really super happy that you came up and joined me and gave me support and cheered me on. This is pretty awesome. It feels really.
We're here anytime. We're here anytime.
Cool.
For sure.
So, you all have a good evening. Roy, enjoy your dinner.
You too.
Thanks for allowing me to come on, Lucy.
Thank you for coming on, Kenneth. I'm glad to have gotten to get to know you a little bit more.
Yes, I meant to say in the near future, I'm hoping to put out some auto mechanic videos.
Okay, sounds good.
So learn how to work on, once I get more experience under my belt, on how to work on cars.
Excellent.
Then you can help Roy out there. Look at him.
Roy, you look lost.
Look at that face. Look at that.
I got to take my glasses off to read.
Oh, okay.
Because I refuse to get bifocals.
And I'm the opposite. I have to put my glasses on to read.
Yeah. My doctor says you need bifocals. I said, no, I don't. I don't mind taking them off to read.
All right. So Camping Therapy is telling me Slow Momentum is on live now. So if you guys go over there and say hi to him, say hi for me, the Nelly Raid.
Getting off here. We're closing it up.
Thank you.
You
all
guys
for
have
coming.
a good night.
Have
Bye.
a great night.
Everyone.
Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Later.